Welcome back to the show, everyone. From Assisted Living Locators in South Orange County, we welcome owner and certified senior advisor, Jay Miner.
Yeah, good morning. It's great to be
Jay.
here.
Thank
Hi.
you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
This is a super important topic for those of our residents and viewers who may be thinking about transitioning into assisted living.
Absolutely.
You write an article for South County Magazine.
I do. Yeah, every month. And this is one that I was on the cover of actually a couple months ago.
Shot.
I know, right? So I'm in the South County Magazine and also Sorbet, which is a magazine I know that comes to a lot of homes in Laguna Woods as well. But I write an article in there every month just about trends in the senior living industry, what's going on with assisted living, and also just some things to help families as they're trying to navigate thinking about assisted living for themselves or their loved ones.
Yeah, so what are some of the signs that someone may need either more support at home or may need to make that decision to transition?
Yeah, well, it's a great question, and especially right now, because as the holidays are going on, families are getting back together and starting to spend time with one another. They might start to notice some changes with their loved ones or with their spouse, with their parents. And sometimes these changes are really subtle. It could be things just like the eating patterns might change, or different ways of approaching hygiene. You know, things about hygiene can start to slip, and it's not that people don't care. It's just that all of a sudden habits that have been ingrained for years are now all of a sudden different. That can be a sign. Medication management is also something that people really need to be careful of and kind of take a look at. That if you know, maybe someone who has handled their medication really well for years and years, all of a sudden is starting to forget doses that they need to take or not keeping track of it, which can actually be a pretty big health risk as well.
Absolutely.
So yeah, those are some of the things that you can look out for, as well as the social and emotional aspects of it. You know, maybe starting to withdraw more, and someone is not as willing to kind of get out and do the things that they used to do. Those can also be signs that there are physical and emotional and cognitive changes that might be taking place that might lead people to start to consider looking at assisted living.
How can you help family members and support them so that they understand what is the normal aging process versus that cognitive decline that you were speaking of?
Yeah, most of us at any age can, walk into a room and sometimes like, wait, what was I here for? Or where are my car keys?
Oh no, I know nothing about that.
And wait, why did I come in here again? And what's going on? So we can lose track of things, and those are normal forgetful things. And then as we age, there are normal memory issues that happen. But I think some of the other cognitive things that can start to happen that might indicate that there's something else going on are when we start repeating the same stories over and over. I remember that with both of my parents. My father had Alzheimer's before he passed, and so he would start repeating the same stories over and over, and ways that he was so good at. Very, very successful business person, but then his decision-making process really started to change, and I started to notice.
What age was that?
That was in his early 70s, actually.
Oh, wow.
He passed from Alzheimer's when he was 74.
Oh, goodness.
And so we didn't quite catch that some of those decision-making processes that felt so abnormal to us, that it was a sign of some deeper cognitive things going on. Sometimes trouble following conversations or difficulty handling finances when that has been a strength for a long time. That can indicate that there's some cognitive issues that might be there that do indicate that you might need some help.
I see. Wow. So you are an advocate of pre-planning.
Absolutely.
Why would you hope that somebody would come to you to pre-plan versus trying to take in the spur of the moment, trying to make decisions on where to place people? So
I often get calls from clients who are in crisis mode, and they maybe someone has had a fall and they've gone to the hospital, broken a hip, and now they're in a rehab or a skilled nursing facility, and they're going to be discharged at the end of the week, and they can't go back home. And so that's a crisis situation where we have to quickly move into, we have to find a place, by Thursday, and we've got to get all of that set. And so, we can do that, and I help a lot of people do that. But I also, I think it's so good when people can start thinking ahead, not waiting until it's a crisis. I've got a lot of clients who are navigating at home right now with some in-home care. And there's great in-home care companies that can provide that care, that can come into the home for a few hours a week. At some point, that becomes the amount of care that they need, but it kind of pushes them to the point, even financially, where they're like, I think I need to consider assisted living at this point. And so I love to be able to talk to them ahead of time. Like, when can I actually get them, let's sit down and talk about what the kind of care that you're going to need is, and what kind of places provide that. And they will think, well, okay, my friends went to the Ivy, or my friends went to Freedom Village. And so, that might be where they start their research. I love to help them even explore beyond that. Okay, well, here's some other places that we can go to. But I like to do that when they're not in crisis. And so I can take them on a tour of a community, and I get to show them all the really cool things about it. We get to have lunch, which is always good because...
Yeah, tell us what that whole process looks like.
Yes. So when I'm helping a client look for a community, I will actually make all the phone calls for them. And this is one of the things I love about my job, is that I get to help people make this whole process easier, because it's a super overwhelming thing. Or if you are, you're looking for your parent, you don't know where to start. Like, who do you trust? I work with sometimes children who live out of town or on the East Coast. So I get to, I know where we're going to look. And so I make all the phone calls. I do all the research. I know the places that have a good reputation with the Department of Social Services, and maybe the ones that might not be the best fit right now. I know the price difference for all of them. I know the ones that are really good at care for Parkinson's residents. And so I kind of know where we need to go for that. I also know from my clients who are really active, and they love to be super involved. They love to have art classes that are going on, and outings, and all of the different things. I know the communities that are going to be good for them. So I'll arrange a tour, and then I will take my clients to the tour. They don't have to make the calls. They don't have to set it up. I do all of that. And then I will even pick them up at their home, drive them to the community. I go with them on the tour, make sure they're asking the right questions, getting the right answers. And then I try to make sure that we have lunch, because you always want to check out the food. How's the food at these places?
Oh, yes.
And so we'll try that out. And then I help them afterwards kind of think through, okay, what were the pros and cons? So we'll look at 3 or 4 places like that, and sometimes over a period of a couple months, because it's helpful to take that time.
Right.
The beautiful thing about what I do, too, is that I get a referral fee from whatever one of these communities my clients choose. And so all that work that I do for my clients is totally at no cost. So it's free for
Wonderful.
them. All that work that I do.
Takes all the guesswork out of it for them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then they really feel like they land in a place that is fit for their lifestyle and their needs.
Right. Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah. Well, I can see why. It's got to be very fulfilling to see sort of that joy come back, and that hesitation be far removed.
Yes, absolutely. My dad was going through it. I wish that I had someone to help me walk through this. And now I get to be in that position of helping other people go through this process, and I love it.
Thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate that.
Thanks for having me on today.
All right. We'll see you here again soon.
All right.